right here.
Very nice. Everybody.
Come back. Should we start over here?
Yes, great idea. Yes.
Come back.
Over here.
Right here. Right here. Right here.
Sorry.
Hey guys, straight ahead.
There we go.
Guys, everybody go.
Right over here. Great. Jensen, great. Thank you.
Guys, everybody got their shot. Yeah? Jensen, straight ahead. Jensen.
No idea.
Lisa, right here. Lisa.
About the show is it's like the show can do no wrong. Nothing you do it will be in the eyes of the fan base.
We do
like
lots of wrong, but I guess the fan base forgives us. Thank God. I guess they've had enough good experiences. They're like, okay, but we love you.
Here, the tagline for season 14 is the show that can't die.
Yeah. You can try, but we're like a cockroach. We just keep coming back.
Canadians. Canada's been very good to me for a long, long time. I can't complain.
And for a very long time, this show is kind of the show that just keeps going.
It is. It's the little show that could, and now it's the show that just won't die. So it's unique, and I think a lot of it is, it's I got to give a lot of credit to the crew that work this show day in and day out. They are the tireless, unsung heroes of the show. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The best crew on the planet and some of the best technicians, film technicians in the world live right there in good old Vancouver, Canada.
Now, your executive producer actually credits the chemistry between you and your on-screen brothers.
Yeah, well, we're actors, so we can pretend. Yes, there is something to say about both on-screen chemistry and off-screen chemistry, and Jared and I were very, very fortunate to find a companion with each other, a friend, a brother, someone that we really truly got along with. and not just was able to work together with, but really build both a relationship on and off screen. And I think it shows in our work. I think it shows in the show. I think it shows on our set. When you come on our set, one of the best compliments I can ever receive is from a guest star who says it's so much fun to work here. And I think a lot of that is something that he and I strive for on a day-to-day basis, because he and I truly enjoy each other's company, which means we truly enjoy working together, which means we truly enjoy being there on set. And when you surround yourself with a crew, like I talked about before, that also truly enjoys what they do and is really, really proud of the product that we're creating, it creates an environment where we can all have fun and be creatives.
Now, I want to ask, we were just outside shooting B-roll of you guys with Scooby-Doo and the fans going crazy. So, first of all, tell me about the fans and this Scooby-Doo episode.
Well, the fans, I mean, there's so much. I could bore you to death all day about the love I have for these fans. They're the reason that we're still here. You don't really have a show unless you have an audience. And we have somehow managed to skirt the odds for many, many years, even when certain things maybe didn't go our way, or we were on the bubble to get canceled, or maybe we just weren't, the style of show for certain executives, whatever it might be. Our fans have stuck with us, and they've continued to grow, and they've continued to spread the word, and that is why we're here, plain and simple.
Scooby-Doo, tell me about that episode.
Scooby-Doo, it's Scooby-Doo. Are you kidding me? I mean, I grew up watching the show, and now I actually get to be a little bit of a part of it. It's we dove in head first as soon as they said Scooby-Doo. All of us, we were just in. No questions asked. Tell me what to do.
She's my girl. I have not seen these. I literally have not seen any of these. I haven't seen the episode. I've done some ADR, but I specifically and purposefully wanted to not see the episode until I saw it as a whole. So we could have watched it while doing ADR, our voiceover work, but I can't wait. This is a weird dream of mine. I remember auditioning for the Scooby-Doo movie, the live-action movie, and I was totally wrong for it. And Matt Lillard, who's amazing, got the job. I'm a big fan of his, so I was like, bravo, my friend. But when I moved to Los Angeles 18 years ago, I had recorded VHS cassettes for the millennials. That was an old thing, giant. You'd push it in, you couldn't skip. So it's been a long time. If I would have dared to dream this big, I would have dreamt it. Yeah.
Crazy. And it's an episode you could watch with your family at some point.
Yeah, I guess that's this may be the first episode of Supernatural that I purposefully sit down with my kids and watch. Of course. That's cool. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah. Well, it's Scooby-Doo.
Of course. And it's animated. And,
No, your character said something really interesting in the last episode to his brother, which was, it was about, I don't know, can we ever get all the monsters? Can this ever be over? Is that leading towards something? Should we be sort of paying attention to that?
I think it's leading more towards Sam's mindset and this idea that, and to paraphrase words out of Sam's mouth, no matter how much good we do, there will still be people we can't save, we need to save. And I think Sam is dealing with something personally, and Sam is back in that mode of, he wants to do everything for everybody. And we've seen it kind of take Sam down some weird roads. So hopefully he doesn't beat himself up for those that he can't save, and he focuses on the good that he can do. I don't think anything specific, but more in general.
Okay, I didn't know if he was sort of losing the cause a little bit, wanting to hang it up for a wee while.
I think more than losing the cause, it was more, he's struggling with the futility of the cause, saying if we can't save everybody, what are we even doing in the first place?
I know that Jensen's going to be playing another character. Do you know anything about that? I heard he's just found out about it.
How do you know?
I
don't know what I'm allowed to say.
No, it was in there was a report in EW.
No way. Okay, yes. He is playing another character, and I've been waiting many years to see him explore this. And that's all I want to say, because I want to get picked up, and we're not picked up yet, so I don't want to piss anybody off.
I mean, having done it yourself a few times, do you have chats with him about it? So here's how it goes, friend.
A little bit. I think Sam has played more different versions of Sam than Dean has, or I've played more different versions than Jensen has. For me, I treat it like a whole new role, especially if you're possessed. Then it feels like I want to lose Sam as much as I can. So I think the same thing with him, and this is a very exciting thing that he's going to get to do. So I hope he really goes super deep and kills it like I know he can.
Curvier than I had remembered from my childhood. Oh, this one. This one might have been one of my favorite scenes.
The sandwich, getting the Scooby snack. What is, okay, tell me what's in a Scooby snack. It looks like a sandwich. Is it just a basic sandwich?
Well, have you ever been to Carnegie Deli in New York? And if you haven't, it's too bad because it's not there anymore. But they used to make sandwiches that were very similar to this size. And I mean, it's just like no human could possibly fit that sandwich. So I think the fact that Dean found a way to fit a sandwich that size into his mouth is, dream come true, so to speak. Yeah.
Speaking of dream come trues, you get to play another character coming up. Tell me a little bit about that. Have they told you who you're playing yet?
Yes, I know, and I don't think I'm at liberty to even discuss it at all.
Okay. Is it anything like Demon Dean from Days Gone By?
So it'll be kind of in the same vein as that.
So you get some contacts then? New contact lenses?
Possibly I don't know. Possibly some things that, normally wouldn't happen.
But tell me, like, what it was like to have an animated episode. But it's not just animated, it's with the Scooby-Doo characters,
Yeah, I mean, the animation was cool enough. Like, it just say, hey, guess what? We're going to do an animated episode. Yeah, I was like, woohoo, all right, great. And then they said it was Scooby, and I was like, whoa, wait. I'm just going to take a step back here and digest this, because that's something that I've always, Scooby's been around since the, late 60s? I think 69, was it originally. And you'll have to do some fact checking. I'm not 100% on that. But, so the fact that, something that was a part of my childhood is now something that I get to be a part of, that's pretty cool.
Is there anything that is still on your bucket list to do on this show?
No. After 13 seasons, anything that I could have possibly have thought of has been done already. So the fact that they're still coming up with new ideas is why I'm not a writer and they are.
Good. Sorry. Take that.
Welcome to Dolby. How does it feel to be live on stage at the Dolby in front of your fans tonight?
Weird. I think we just watched the Oscars here a couple weeks ago, right? It's like the Wayne's World. We're not worthy because that super cool. Super cool. To walk out to just see the whole crazy thing. That was nuts. They were like, "Hey, will y'all do a little photo shoot in front of the Impala and the Mystery Machine?" We're like, "Of course." I was thinking it was gonna be like in a garage somewhere. Then they walk us out. I was like, "Why are y'all here? What's going on here? What am I missing?" Very cool. Very humbling, especially after all this time.
That Sam believes so much in Jack that the last few episodes he's kind of lost faith in himself.
That was for me.
Why is that he's lost faith in Jack?
In himself.
That Sam, Sam's always struggled with. I think he fights his inner dialogue over what maybe he's done in the past. He beats himself up over his failures more than he kind of rewards himself for his successes. And if he saves 1 million people, he'll still focus on the 5 that he couldn't save. And that's, I think, a lot of that's in Jack too. But I think because Sam sees somebody else's faults or idiosyncrasies, he's able to objectively identify them and go like, "Hey, buddy, you're okay." Because when Sam's clear of mind and heart and he forgives himself and goes like, "Hey, you did your best." So he's trying to convince Jack to convince himself. He wants to see Jack love himself, and
I'm going to see if you can match Sam's hairstyle to the season.
This is so hard.
I'm going there. I'm going there.
He's aging so well that it's going to be tough. He does age. He's really old right now.
This is freaking ridiculous.
I like to go shortest because he just won't cut that damn hair.
Am I even close?
You are super close, only 2 wrong, I think.
These two? It's just gorgeous.
Here and 8 here. How'd I do?
You are 100% perfect.
I feel like 8 and 10 might be wrong.
You're a contender because you got them all right.
No way.
100%.
Well, I would hope so. It's 100%. The amount of time you look in the mirror, I would hope you know what you look like.
How would I remember though?
Only got 2 misplaced.
Oh, that's because we shot those seasons out of order.
This is my favorite because there's this little curl. Remember those irons that were popular for a while with the little indentation?
There it is right there, right there. Hold on. Gentlemen, just shoot. Let's go. You can extend a little bit. Let's go.
Still learning my
Jared, should hit, sir.
One last time, one last time.
I thought something was going to happen. Jared?
A question just occurred to me that I don't know if I'm allowed to ask of y'all.
Ask it.
Yes, you can go to the restroom.
Well, you're just amongst friends.
May I use the bathroom? Is there an Apocalypse World Sam Winchester?
We just literally just said that these are the worlds that the brothers were not born into. Like playback doesn't have to go back more than 15 seconds.
I couldn't hear it. I was like, they're saying something. I can't.
Yeah, no, there's no Winchesters in these alternate worlds. So wait, I have a question.
Is there an Apocalypse World? Okay, fine. I accept.
Where are we?
Is there an Apocalypse World Dean Winchester?
No.
Obviously not. There's monsters.
That's right. Interestingly enough, Jared plays the smart one.
Plays. Pretends in the animated side.
We're all going to Charmed, guys. It's going to be great.
The fandom seems very concerned about Sam. If I'm like, hey, what do you guys want to know? It's like, is Sam okay? What's happening with Sam? Is Sam okay? What's happening with Sam?
Sam is okay. I know the last time we saw Sam, he and his brother had sort of had a conversation about, and I love what the writers, I had a question earlier today about, hey, y'all are probably the only actors on a 13-season show and the only actors who haven't become producers after 10 years. Why not? And I was like, you know what? I think Jensen and I both, it's a mutual, I wouldn't want to do what these four folks and the rest of our writers and producers do. I would not be good at it. I think it's a mutual respect. I know that they have the story in their hands, and I'm confident that they're going to do an amazing job, and I hope that they are confident that I'll be able to put the words on the page, onto the camera. That having been said, what they do with my character, it feels right up my alley. It feels right up Jared's alley. You know what I mean? Like I love that. I love vacillating between, hey, I think I'm doing a good job. I know I'm trying my best. I know we're getting a lot of wins, but focusing on the losses instead. And I think Sam has a problem where he focuses on his failures. If he saves 1 million people, but fails at saving 3, he's going to focus on the 3. And the writers and producers have seen that works for the character, and it's kind of been part of the archetype all along. It's the same as Luke Skywalker, Harry Potter. It's the Joseph Campbell mythology. And to have the protagonist who kind of more beats himself down as opposed to just fully realizing his potential. So that having been said, Sam's fine, and I think he just is at a place with his brother where he bounces stuff off him and vice versa. So I'm excited to keep exploring it. And we see Sam kind of go to the nth degree this season and really give it all he's got to try and make the world a better place. And for me, that's exciting.
All right. When we started the season, Dean was had no faith, was a little bit down. Sam was kind of keeping him up. Are we in a bit of a role reversal at this point in the season?
Yeah. It's in that I think is one of the things that this show does very well is this kind of ever-evolving motivation between the two characters. Go back all the way to season season 1 when Dean was kind of the driving force of wanting to find Dad, and Sam being reluctant and not wanting to get into the life. And then it switches in season 2 where, now Dad's gone and Dean's kind of given up and Sam's like motivated now and he wants to find it. And so that's been from the Supernatural playbook since the beginning, and I think we continue to do that because it works. But yes, there has, Dean was certainly out of sorts in the beginning. There was a lot of loss in his life, and he was just, he was at a loss, and he didn't quite know which road to take and how to get there and what to do when he got there. And so luckily he's not going it alone, and he has his brother to help pick him up when he's down. And as the season progresses and they start getting wins, then he starts to get his confidence back, he starts to get his motivation back, and he starts to get kind of excited about what the game plan is. And as we get close to the end of the season here, we'll see Dean kind of step up in a big way.
And I think again, kudos to the people writing these scripts and driving this ship, captaining the ship. It mirrors life so much. We've had the opportunity with Supernatural. It's been so unique. With this season, we end at 287 episodes. So we have 200 plus hours of storylines, and life is cyclical. And sometimes you're there for your friend or family member or whatever. Sometimes they're there for you, and it goes round and round and round. And I see a lot of familiar faces that have been with us for many, many years. Some for all 13 years. Some for a more brief amount of time, but no less excited. And it's just it's a great, in this weird, bizarre, fantastical, supernatural world where sometimes you end up animated with Scooby Friggin' Doo. You still get to see it mirrors life, and sometimes you're the support, and sometimes you're the one being supported.
As a wise man once said, sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you.
I like that it mirrors life came after. Sometimes you're animated. It mirrors.
That was a non sequitur. That was a bit of a tangent.
We just
He's
learned
animated every day.
All the time. All the time. I'm just a hologram.
Which Winchester gives the better pep talk?
I think we've all seen Dean give his Braveheart speech.
Which he stole from Braveheart. He didn't think of it.
That doesn't matter.
Quote a film.
Still motivating.
Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
That's Billy Shakespeare. Take off my glasses. To that extent, I think the most takes I recall doing off the top of my head is just because the timing had to work perfectly in the 50-50 is Sam Winchester keeps a ruler by the side of his bed, and every morning when he wakes up. Because we had to say it at the same time. So it was one of those moments where Sam has been through this day and mystery spot over and over and over again. And so he and I had to say it at the exact same time, exact same inflection. And so it just took it. I don't know what the lines are. I recall, and this made me laugh because this morning, so we don't live in Los Angeles, so I'm staying in a hotel, and I got up to get on the treadmill, read my script, and I turn it on. And I turn, and there's a little TV on the treadmill, and I'm flipping through the channels, and I get to TNT, and it's French Mistake. And so I'm trying very hard to kind of surreptitiously watch it while no one sees that I'm watching myself on a treadmill. Every time somebody's walking behind me, I'm like, oh, where's CNN? Mueller in Russia. I don't know, the machines. But I was laughing knowing that today we were talking about Scooby Natural, which, I mean, what a crazy episode to do, right? But my preparation was the same, and again, to parrot something he said a moment ago, I wish I had the recipe. I think the basics were you're not going to do it without the right words. You know, you can write, you can have De Niro and Pacino read an awful script and they can't make anything happen. So we had the raw material to work with, and then I think we just got each other. We were both really grateful to be in the position we were in. We were both willing to work hard, put in the extra hours.
Young and hungry.
And just, I mean it. Like, it was one of those, you know, you're not going to work me too hard. 16-hour day, fine. You got to fly there, fine. He and I both were just there, committed to the script. We loved the characters. We trusted the writers, and we went for it. You know, I mean, we didn't hold back. We went for it, both personally. We also have a lot in common just on the paper. You know, from where we grew up to who our football team is to. We both have older brothers and younger sisters, and our family kind of raised us similarly. Our parents still are married to and they live in the homes and the areas we grew up in. And so we had a lot of raw material just literally on the page that we had a lot to share, a lot in common. You know, we talk about the Cowboys. We had stuff to bond over. It wasn't like, and I've done movies and projects where the producers in the studio will send you to a location a week ahead of filming, 2 weeks ahead of filming, to have you all hobnob, you know, like, well, we're going to have them do dinners together, and they'll be friends, and then it'll come across on screen, and that feels very falsified and fake, and this just kind of happened naturally. It was like, well, hey, it's only 5 p.m., Cowboys are playing tonight, you want to go watch it? I'm going to watch it anyways. Sure, you know, so it became one of these natural bonding experiences. And
there's a moment too that we can't overlook, and it's a moment that happened, I believe, episode 2 of the show. We were filming. It was Wendigo. We were filming out in Stanley Park, and Eric Kripke sat the two of us down, and he said, "Guys, I can't impress upon you how important this is." And he pointed to the two of us and said, "This relationship is crucial to the success of this show.
Yeah, the show lives and dies with you.
And it lives and dies with you, and you need to understand that you are now shouldering that responsibility." And, you know, we were young guys at that time, and I think it really hit us hard. I know those words still resonate with me today. And the fact that he sat us down and had that conversation. I'm older now than he was then. Like, yeah. So he was giving us a pep talk, and he wasn't much older than us, and that pep talk, I think, has sustained us for quite a while. And he and I instantly grew up in that moment and said, you know what, we're going to have to be super adults about this, and we can be children later when Misha joins the show.
What he said.
But you two also do, in the real world, love each other like brothers. I mean, you spend a lot of time together, and you're good friends, and you've actually spent the bulk now of your adult lives together, believe it or not. You've actually literally grown up together, I'm sorry to say that, and infected one another with each other's personalities.
I mean, it's really depressing.
It's sad.
It is. Yeah, it didn't help it didn't hurt to legitimately care about everybody on this stage, frankly. But yeah, I think a mutual trust, you know, yeah.
When it works, it works.
When it works, it works. Thanks, buddy.